Tonight, we're continuing our special series, Guns in America, A Day in the Life. For the past 3 days, we've been focusing on a lot of issues with guns, from the law, from permits, to spending a day in jail for just having a weapon, which violates the New York City law. Tonight, we're focusing on the children. That's right. So, moms and dads, grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers and sisters, guardians, if you have kids, this is a must-see half hour for you guys. We're talking about kids and guns. So, to help us out, back in the 90s, the National Rifle Association, the NRA, a Washington, D.C. based organization, produced videos for kids. One in particular was Eddie Eagle, teaching all about gun safety. So what do you need to know about this? Here's Eddie Eagle. Hosted by Jason Presley. And let's watch together. Don't fall asleep on me.
Hello there. You got me just about to preview our new Eagle Eyes safety show. Quite a cast of characters here. There's old Theodore Eagle, never misses a beat when it comes to water safety. And Amelia Eagle, always alert for fire.
And this is also part of our
course,
safety break.
There's Eddie Eagle, alert for gun safety. What? You haven't heard of Eddie Eagle? Why, he's the #1 ace in the skies. A real hero, I'd say. Eddie was born in the mountains of the great Northwest. High in the mountains. Here he is, just popping out of the shell. From his first day out, Eddie had a natural talent for loops.
Wow. Hey, look at that. Hey, I think I got it, Mom.
Eddie had other talents, too. First, his ability to see a long way. Yep, he had those eagle eyes. Eagle eyes, always alert, and a big heart for others. It was Eddie's heart that led him to join the Eagle Eye Club, so he could help children everywhere.
Eddie Eagle, at your service.
Before long, Eddie was in charge of the entire gun safety department. Let's see what Eddie's up to now.
Yeah.
Eddie, what's up?
What's up? Well, I am, as a matter of fact, about 50 stories, straight up. Whoa, hey!
Eddie, what's wrong?
Oh, just some stray balloons cluttering up the airways. Talk about a busy morning, though.
What happened?
Well, I was making my rounds in the countryside when through the open window of an attic, I spied 5 or 6 kids looking all around, really excited about neat stuff they found. Grandma's attic was full of fun things. Lots of old boxes, all tied up with string. There was a clock, and a globe, and a trunk full of hats, and an old radio, and a baseball bat. Oh, and an out-of-tune guitar. Boy, they were having fun. And then, behind the broom, I saw the gun. At just that moment, the kids saw it too. I didn't wait. I knew what to do. Stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you too much to see you get hurt, and that's why I say, if you spot a gun, just walk away. Go find an adult, go tell him what you found. Guns shouldn't be left lying around. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. Do it with me now. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. All right. The kids told their grandma, and I knew my work was done. Now they know what to do if they see a gun.
Way to go, Eddie. Sounds like you got there in the nick of time.
And that isn't all.
You mean there's more?
Hey, whoa.
Eddie, Eddie.
Oh, yeah. There's lots more. I hurried back to town to the neighborhood school to give a little speech on gun safety rules. Then I stopped by the park where the little kids play, and I said, "Do you remember what I taught you yesterday?" And they said, "If you see a gun..."
Stop! Don't touch! Leave the area! Tell an adult! Stop! Don't touch! Leave the area! Tell an adult!
Oh, I gotta tell you, they remembered it well. I stopped to get a cone, and then settled into phone, when I heard a funny sound, and I quickly turned around. "I know I saw a present," said Josh to Jill. "Where'd your mom put it?" asked their friend Phil. They opened up a closet, and their eyes did spy a big blue box on a shelf up high. "There's a gun up here," I heard Josh say. That's when I knew this was no place to play. Huh? Oh. If you see a gun, stop. Don't touch. I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you so much. Please be safe. Go away. It's a must. Go find an adult, someone you can trust. Go tell an adult. Don't hang around. Tell him what you saw. Tell him what you found. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. Yeah, stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. The kids found their father and told him what they found. And I knew I could leave because they were safe and sound.
2 in 1 day, Eddie? Man, you must be exhausted.
You got that right. I think I'll take a little break here.
Go ahead. You deserve it. Way to go, man.
Hey, thanks. Huh?
What is it?
Well, looks like some kids playing hide and seek below. I'm gonna check it out. Guess I gotta go.
Later, Eddie. That's Eddie Eagle. Eagle eyes, always alert, and he knows what to do. Do you? Do you know what to do if you spot a gun? In fact, if you were one of those kids playing hide and seek and you found a gun, what would you do?
Stop! Don't touch! Leave the area! Tell an adult! Yeah, stop! Don't touch! Leave the area! Tell an adult!
Talk it over with a grown-up you trust. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult.
So before we go to break, let's review. If your child sees a gun, stop. The first step is crucial. Stopping first allows your child the time he or she needs to remember the rest of the safety instructions. Don't touch the gun. A firearm that touches disturbance or disturbance not likely to be fired and otherwise endanger your child or other people. Run away. Walk away. This removes temptation. And then tell your parents. Children should seek a trustworthy adult, neighbor, relative, or teacher if a parent or guardian is not available. Great helpful tips from an old friend, Eddie Eagle. Well, coming up next, a hidden camera experiment. How well do your children know guns? Diane Sawyer has a hidden camera experiment when we come back. Don't go away. Tonight, we're continuing our special Guns in America, a day in the life. We're focusing on kids and guns. Now, earlier in the show, we watched Eddie Eagle explain the tips. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. That's right. And we'll review the tips again at the end of the show. Now, 8 years ago, there was a hidden camera experiment from 2020, and Diane Sawyer and David Muir knew what they were doing. And when I first watched this years ago, I think I remember watching it, I realized you don't want to leave your seat for this one. This is why this half hour is dedicated for all the children and all the parents. So I'm waiting right now. This is a must-see show that you don't want to miss. We're talking about kids and guns. Take a look. It's just a short ad.
The groundbreaking news right here at home today from Yale University about American children and guns. Every hour, a child is rushed to the emergency room because of gunshots. And ABC's anchor David Muir is here on a story we've been working on together for nearly a year, David.
That's right, Diane. The two of us teaming up and traveling across this country, and this evening on the eve of our special report, Young Guns, later this week. Those new numbers reported just today in the journal Pediatrics. Looking at children and guns, the most recent statistics from 2009, and take a look tonight. They are eye-opening. The new numbers are arresting. Nearly one child or teenager every hour injured by a firearm in this country. The study tonight revealing that 7,391 children rush to the hospital every year with those gun injuries, so often accidents in the home. 453 of those children die at the hospital. You've seen it often when it's an accident inside the home.
Yes, I have, and it's devastating.
Dr. Robert Glatter at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York has spent many years in the ER. At one point, the doctor himself saying he was seeing gunshots in children twice a week. He says this new window into the ER, into the horror seen with children and guns, he's been witnessing firsthand for some time. These are gunshot wounds that have happened inside the home, generally?
They're a result of accidents where a gun, say, is left unlocked, and teens and children gain access.
Tonight, the authors of the study calling this a national public health problem. And for nearly a year now, ABC News has traveled coast to coast into neighborhoods where the numbers tell us that 1 in 3 homes in America have a gun. 1.7 million children live in a home with an unlocked and loaded firearm. And as part of our reporting and experiment, we turn to the very parents who say they've taught their children gun safety. Those parents agreeing to take part at an elementary school in St. Petersburg, Florida. 7 hidden cameras. And for half the kids, reinforcing that message with a teacher who shows them the NRA's Eddie Eagle tape, guiding them through the program.
Now stop! Don't touch! Leave the area! Tell an adult!
Then the police come in with a gun safety class repeating the message. And just listen to the children who have it down.
Stop! Don't touch! Leave the area! Tell an adult!
Just a few days later, the police come in to place 2 real unloaded guns inside the classroom. The teacher running the experiment telling the children they're there for a memory test and that she has to go for a second, but that there's candy on the table. Among the pairs of children, William and Griffin there, in their case, 10 minutes after this, there is this. One child looking down the barrel of the gun.
Is she see this? I'm touching it. I'm pulling it. See how many times?
His friend about to do the same.
Wait, I'm just seeing it too.
Both of them already having looked down the barrel by the time they call an adult.
Help! 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 Anyone! We found a gun! 2 guns! 3 2 guns.
From a control room, the professor and the police watching.
Whatever reason, it's a natural thing to look down the barrel.
And the parents who agreed to it all were watching it too. And that was just the beginning of the experiment. Friday night, you'll hear from those parents. The children watch the video with them. And Diane, you begin the conversation Friday night about whether or not parents out there ever really ask the neighbors or their friends' parents if there's a gun in the home, whether it's locked, loaded, or put away.
We want to hear from everyone tonight, joining forces together on all sides of this issue. Thank you, Dave.
And we also want to hear from you guys. And so throughout this half hour, there's going to be some tips. And we'll tell you those tips. Besides the Eddie Eagle, because we already told you about the Eddie Eagle, but there's other tips for you parents out there to teach your children about guns when we come back. Before we continue with kids and guns, let's bring you up to date on Uvalde, because this was the whole start. Uvalde was the whole start of this special, and increased security. So, in North Carolina, there are lawmakers discussing those safety measures. So let's take a look at this, then we'll bring you up to date on
School
Uvalde.
safety is at the forefront in our nation's capital today. The House Committee on Oversight and Reform holding a hearing on gun violence and the epidemic we're seeing with that.
This, as a North Carolina congressman, is introducing legislation aimed at giving school resources and to prevent and respond to threats. WCNC Charlotte's Kendall Morris joins us live. Kendall, lawmakers heard several different ideas about how to keep schools safe.
Yeah, Fred, Republicans and Democrats, they can both agree that something needs to be done to keep children safe inside school buildings. However, they have differing opinions about what actions need to be taken to make that happen.
As school lets out for the summer, questions linger as to what safety measures need to be in place to protect students when they return in the fall. A House committee hearing firsthand accounts from people whose lives were changed by recent mass shootings, including a 4th grade student at Robb Elementary School.
Shot my friend that was next to me, and I thought he was going to come back to the room, so I grabbed the blood and put it all over me.
The parents of Lexi Rubio, a 4th grade student among the 19 children killed in Uvalde, calling for tighter gun restrictions.
We seek a ban on assault rifles and high-capacity magazines. We understand that for some reason, to some people, to people with money, to people who fund political campaigns, the guns are more important than children.
Republican North Carolina Congressman Richard Hudson saying gun control legislation introduced by Democrats is not the answer.
They're exploiting the pain of these people, these children, these parents, to advance their radical interest. And I say shame on them.
Hudson introducing a bill of his own focused on adding school resource officers and mental health professionals, as well as closing loopholes in school security and equipping law enforcement counselors and students with resources to prevent and respond to threats.
The American people want us to do something, but House Republicans have said we want to do something that matters.
And the House Committee on Oversight and Reform just announced that there will be a second hearing to hear directly from the gun industry. Live in Dilworth, Kendall Morris, WCNC Charlotte.
Now that's some good news. And then also on Friday, now, in just a few minutes, in just a moment, we're gonna hear from one of the survivors. If we don't have time for that today, we'll probably do it tomorrow. But our special Guns in America continues in just a moment. Tonight, as part of this broadcast, we're looking at Guns in America, a day in the life. Now, for the past 3 days, we looked at gun permits, looked at gun permits to gun shows. We looked at spending a day in jail for just simply having a loaded gun, to 3D printed guns. Anyone can buy them, no background check needed. Now tonight, this is all about gun safety. And I'm asking the parents and the kids to watch this, to witness the full half hour of this issue, because one day, your kids are going to get into your guns. And by that time, it's going to be too late. And by the time you watch this episode, another gun will pop in place. Unless you as a parent decide, enough is enough. I'm going to put the gun away in a secure place where my child will never find it. Don't leave it under the couch. Don't leave it in your closet. Don't leave it in the basement or the attic or in the garage. Put it somewhere they won't find it. Take it to a neighbor's house. Secure it. Even if it has to be underground or up on the attic. No, don't put it up in the attic. Put it somewhere secure where they won't find it. Or lock it in the safe. Yeah, get a gun safe and lock the gun in the safe, which is a good idea. But there's still more tips out there for you parents out there and for the kids. So So the question is, what do you do? What to do if you keep a gun in your home? If you decide to keep guns in the home, just be aware that many studies show that teaching kids about gun safety or to not touch a firearm, they find one, is not enough. You can reduce the chances of children being injured. However, by following import and safety rules, like safe storage. They should be locked and unloaded with ammunition locked separately. So don't put it all together. Lock the gun in the safe, the unloaded gun in the safe. As for the bullets, keep it secure in a separate place. What I recommend you use, buy 2 gun safes. One for your closet and one for your closet, and probably do not put it on your bed. That's where your kids will find it. But where do you keep the bullets? Don't put them together. Like I said before, put the bullets in a separate area. Don't put them in a plastic bag. Okay, if you're gonna put it in a plastic bag, okay. But keep it to where the child will not spot it. Make sure children and teens can have access to keys or combinations to lock boxes or gun safes. Remember not to keep loaded unlocked guns in the car or anywhere else on your property either, unless, no, there's no unless. Safe use. When using a gun for hunting or target practice, keep the safety catch in place until you're ready to fire it before setting the gun down. Before setting the gun down, always unload it, as much as the child may want to take a turn shooting. That is not a good idea. No matter how much instruction you may give about how to safely shoot a gun, children are not capable or responsible enough to handle a potentially lethal weapon. Keep kids safe. But here's how to ensure your children and their playmates do not come across a gun. Ask this question to your playdate checklist. If you don't have guns in your own home, ask about guns and safe storage at the other homes they visit. Just as you'd ask about pets, allergies, supervision, and other safety issues before your child visits another home. And one more important question. Is there an unlocked gun in your house? If there's, reconsider allowing your child to play there or talk to them about keeping the guns unloaded and locked. Talk to your children. That's the key word here. Talk to your kids. Remind your kids they never come across again. They must stay away from it and tell you immediately. Like we said, stop. Don't touch. Leave the area, tell an adult. That's right. Eddie Eagle has told us that. I mean, this was the whole start. I mean, we have to teach kids about gun safety via Eddie Eagle. He is the NRA star, especially the police. And there's more guns. I mean, for safely. Keep guns out of reach outside of children. Store guns unloaded and secured with effective child restraint gun locks in locked container out of the reach inside of children, like not in the closet, not under the pillow. Store ammunition in a separate locked container out of reach of the side of children. Combination locks and safes, or safes that use fingerprint recognition locks. Keep the combinations carefully hidden. If your child comes across that combination, we write down gun safe. Have your child scream, say, "Mom, Dad, there's a gun combination under your pillow." Right there. You might have been shocked to be, "Oh my God, what did I do?" What you have done is kept the combination under your pillow. That is a bad idea. Don't put it on the fridge. Keep it out of sight. Keep it in your wallet. Lock the wallet if you have to. Put Gorilla Tape on it. When a gun is not being stored, keep it in your immediate possession and control at all times. Otherwise, store the gun unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. If you carry a gun in your car, make sure to outfit your vehicle with a lockable container so you can securely store the gun when you exit that vehicle. If a visitor has a gun in a backpack, briefcase, handbag, or an unlocked car, provide them with a place to store it securely, locked, unloaded, and separate from ammunition while they're in your home. If a family member or loved one in crisis is in crisis and may be at risk to themselves and others, consider temporarily removing firearms from your home. Period. Such crises can involve people who are depressed, suicidal, or abusing drugs or alcohol. But there was this episode about Dr. Phil that really stunned my attention. He plays Fortnite and Grand Theft Auto. And his mother says you could become the next school shooter. I mean, he plays the games where you can shoot people like Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite. And the mom's afraid that he may do that. You got a child from just virtual reality to reality. So she had over 50 guns. I mean, you got a big car. Just here's the advice: sell your husband's old guns. Back the car up. Unlock the garage door. Go down to the gun shop while the child's in school. Open the hatch. Let the guy come in there, walk away with a hat full of money and no guns. That's the whole cause of it. Right there. You see that shelf right there? That is all the video games. Video games about violence and all. Dispose of guns if you need. And these tips can really be helpful. The safest way to store a gun, like we say, we have to keep it locked up. Lock the bullets in a place separate from the gun. Don't put them all together. You might try, if your child is going to someone's house, it's important to ask these questions. My child is pretty curious. Is there a gun or anything else dangerous that he might get into? Is there a gun in your home? Or our doctor recommended that I check to make sure there are no guns in my child's play, where a child plays. Do you have any guns at home? If they say yes to all three of those, one, two, or three of those questions, one of those questions, you have to be willing to say, look them in the eye and say, take the gun, unload it, put the gun in the safe and the bullets separate in a secure place. It is the safest to keep your child away from homes where there is a gun. If you do let your child play in a home where there is a gun, be sure that the gun is stored locked up, bullets are locked up separately. All keys to the locks in it. Don't let your child find the gun under the pillow. Keep it in your purse. Your child finds the purse with that thing in. Don't let your child play with the purse at all. And like we said before, stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult right away. What else did you know? A gun in your house can also be used for her to kill someone. When a child finds the gun, depressed teen feels suicidal, family arguing out of control, and a family member or friend was taken for an intruder. Now for kids, if someone's carrying a gun for your kids, get away from the person quickly and quietly. Tell them immediately you can't find teacher, parent, or coach. Call 911. Never get the gun when you're alone. Only use the gun with a parent or responsible there. Always assume the gun is loaded. Never point a gun at someone, even if you think it's unloaded. Never play with a gun. Stay away from guns. Ask your parents not to keep guns in the home. For teens, stop what you're doing. Get away from the person quickly. It's the same thing ever. Top things to know. Ask your parents not to keep the guns at home. Stay away from guns inside your home. If you use guns for recreation, follow the safe gun handling rules. Only use the gun when a parent and other responsible adults there. Always assume a gun is loaded. If you have depression, thoughts of hurting or killing yourself, get help right away. nothing for educators. So we're about to wrap it up, but let's review, shall we? So what do you do if you spot a gun? Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area and tell an adult. Let's all do it together. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area, tell an adult. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area, tell an adult. If the adult or the teacher is not there, call 911. That's the key here. Call 911. That's the whole key here. So, for parents out there, you need to make sure you ask the parents or neighbors the same thing so that your child can be safe. And for the list of these tips and more tips along the way, visit the Give Me a Break newsletter at givemeabreak.substack.com. You'll also find tips for teens, kids, and for parents also, for them to learn. Now, we were going to show more about kids and guns. We're going to continue that tomorrow. Tomorrow, more of our series, Guns in America, A Day in the Life, as well as more updates from Uvalde and those lawmakers. Especially, one of the survivors is coming forward, and the teacher who spoke out about the events that happened in Uvalde. That's tomorrow. And that's all of this edition of Give Me a Break Wednesday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Thursday. For all of us here at Give Me a Break and YouTube, good night.